We here at Bobchat like to think we help shape our nation's youth, but unless you want your children to grow up like us, we suggest only listening with other inebriated adults.
Bob!
Bob! Bob!
Bob!
Bobby!
Bob!
It's Bobchat Baby.
And we're just sitting here cranking a few beers, hacking a couple darts, and shooting the shit, you know?
Alrighty, and welcome to another episode of Bobchat. I'm your host, Bino Barbarino. I'm here with my co-host with the most, Matt.
Hey, that's me.
That is you. And we also have the rest of our wonderful Bobchat podcast production team here today. Sandra and Nick, welcome.
Hey.
Hey, it's Sandra. What's up?
Hey, remember that time I did actually impersonate you?
Really?
No.
At the bridal show.
Oh,
yeah.
I posted on Facebook. I was like, hi, I'm Nick, and I'll be here all weekend. And then your dad was like, I walked by, and he was like, hey, that girl's been pretending to be you.
Amazing. That might bring us into what we were first on, but what's the best job you've ever had, honestly?
My current job.
Your current job?
I'm a photographer.
Nick, what's your favorite? What's the best job you've ever had?
I mean, being able to film stuff has probably been my favorite thing all time.
Right? Especially pornos, right?
I've never done I'll be honest, straight
He
up.
does choose your own adventure porn.
Episode number 3.
Okay, here we go.
I'm all about the money
We're going to
shots.
talk about it. We're going to talk about how difficult that would be to film.
See, but that's why it's so lucrative.
Okay, so, like...
It would be more than I know most porns are shot in, like, a single day setting, but this would have to be multiple days.
We gotta stop starting every episode with choose your own adventure porn. Literally, the first 2 minutes of every episode is choose your own adventure.
Bobchat, choose your own adventure porn is going to be our first t-shirt. I'm just telling you right there, I will design it.
But, like, what if part of the adventure is, like, getting caught by, like,
Ooh.
a girl? Like,
No, that's an
how do you
extra
do that?
option. You can put in for like, risk it all. You know,
So it's like DLC? Is it DLC for Choose Your Own Adventure porn?
Why not?
that's how you get people to pay. Like download for free, but then you got to buy the add-ons.
No, it's like, this is the porn, but hey, would you maybe like to, I don't know, do this to this girl? That'll cost you $1.99.
Bring, bring, bring.
Oh, would you maybe like to do this? Or
Yeah,
would you
maybe.
like to have her do this to you? Oh, that's $2.99.
Okay, but what if there's someone out there who just has messed up ideas?
Okay, well, I mean, start off
There's
simple.
so many people who have messed up ideas.
yeah.
I don't know what if.
I heard on another podcast today, they were talking about how this guy was on Tinder, and in his profile, he said that he's into nail clipper play. That is a whole other, like, I don't even want it. I want to take that nugget and
Ew.
toss it into fucking a volcano.
I'm not choosing that adventure.
Yeah, camera zooms to nail clippers in the bathroom.
Gross.
Do you pick them up?
Yeah.
That'll be $49.99.
And
That's where the real money is.
thanks for listening to Bob Chat once again, where we're bringing you what the information you need to live your life.
Yeah, this will be our last episode because we're gonna get shut down by big porn.
Matt, what's the best job you've ever had?
Best job I ever had? I mean,
Being a dad. Don't say something cliche like that. Give us something to...
I mean, everybody's always like, being a dad is the most rewarding thing in the world. Really, it rewards me with a zero balance in my bank account. That's basically what it does. My funnest job would have to be when I was a bouncer at the Salt Lounge.
Okay, cool.
Like, I had a really good time. Also, that's where my child came from, so
What,
there's that. And that's also where my wife came from, too.
Oh, very nice. Look at that.
Accurate.
The Salt Lounge just like totally set you up for life. Thank you. Thank you.
It also provided me with a crippling drug addiction as well. So
Thank you, Salt Lounge.
Still part of life. It's
Still
still
part
part
of
of life.
Okay, so what's the worst job you've ever had then?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, here we go. These are the fun ones. You get the
All right,
best ones out of the
okay.
way first.
So,
then you do the fun
I worked
ones.
at this place called MSI.
I thought you
Market-
were gonna say Ideal Pipe.
No, that was fun. It was called Market Strategies Inc. And
Okay.
it was a telephone survey, like an outbound telephone survey, where I called U.S. citizens and
Ooh.
asked them about their thoughts on their health care and their government.
What healthcare?
And it was like, and we had to type what they said verbatim. So, like, I asked them a question. When you finally get, I would spend 4 hours on my shift just trying to find somebody not telling me to fuck off and get a real job. Like, it really beats you down after a while.
That sounds like a terrible job.
And then when you actually get somebody, usually an old Southern man that really wants to talk about how he hates who's in the White House, you have to
Classic.
sit there and type what he says verbatim. So, what do you think about our current government, blah, 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 blah? And then he just goes, and I'm like, fucking, you had to have an 80 word per minute typing speed to work there.
That sounds
minimum.
fucking terrible.
And then you have to ask them to clarify even if you miss something.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty terrible. Okay, so that's definitely winning right now. Sandra, worst job ever.
Take your pick of which white-collar criminal would you like me to talk about?
She's worked for a lot of shady.
I have had some of the worst fucking jobs. Like, there's a reason why I'm self-employed, and it's not just that I love photography. Like, so there
Amazing.
was the knockoff sunglasses that I used to sell.
Ooh.
NYC or
Do you-
NYS?
NYS collections
NYS
that I got hired, and then after 2 hours of training was told I was the manager.
Wow.
You're the manager
And
now.
then-
We're really climbing the ladder, the corporate ladder, really quick.
But
eh?
they didn't hire anybody else.
You're the
just
manager.
me.
You're all the employees wrapped into one.
And I had to hire and train everybody.
Oh my
So I
God.
just had to work open to close
Yeah.
until I had staff.
Which was her responsibility to hire.
So I had to find them, I had to hire them, I had to train them. And then, so because I was working open to close at the mall, then I submitted my timesheet,
Yeah.
but they only paid me for like my regular time, not for the time and a half.
That's a big fuck you to that
So
place.
when I called them and I asked them about it, and they're like, "Oh, we don't really do that."
What, you don't
we don't really pay overtime.
pay overtime?
So
I'm
like,
sorry. Did I not work that time?
I was like, okay, but like the labor laws say that you have to.
Yeah, hello.
And so then my boss comes down and he pays me in cash,
What?
but he shorts me.
Listen, can I give you
And
two
then-
pairs of knockoff Gucci sunglasses? We'll call it even.
So he shorts me and tells me that he feels that it's fair because I'm not getting taxed on it.
Bullshit.
Also, Sandra had a really tough life back then, though, because she had to work there open to close, and then it was her responsibility to go and get drunk until the bar closed.
No, that was after. I was only working this job. Then
okay.
eventually I started working for another white collar criminal. So that I was working for one, then I started working 2 jobs. So then I started working for white collar criminal number 2, who I had a bipolar manager.
Wow.
And we called her name was Penny Ann, and depending on her day it was Penny or it was Ann. She would purposely go off her meds just to spice things up
Just
a
a-
little bit.
just a
And
fuck
she
with everybody.
she admitted to this though. Like she bragged about it. She did it just for fun.
Oh my
because she
God.
was bored with her life.
The best part about Penny Ann, she wanted this dick so
Oh
bad.
my god. Oh, is that the lady that you guys were saying was super into Matt?
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
So that
Oh,
was white
she
collar
wanted
criminal
this
number
dick.
2.
we'll get into the whole Penny Ann Matt Dick situation maybe later.
Like honestly, I had so many terrible fucking jobs.
Amazing.
Shout out to that employee who thought, I'm going to hire Sandra so I don't have to deal with this. I'm going to just make her a manager. Someone thought about that.
Oh, that person became the district manager.
Right?
Assistant
Actually,
to
no,
the
what's funny is,
manager.
remember when we were at the Toronto airport
Oh, yes.
and that short little Indian lady
At that sunglass booth.
and I was like, I actually used to work at the location in London, and she's the owner's wife.
Of course she is. Of course she is. And she,
She
like
just
rings
didn't
up.
remember me.
She rings up my glasses, and they were like, I don't know, like $80.
They're knockoffs,
They're
guys.
knockoffs. She's like, they're like $80, and I was like, no, thank you.
Like I
she's
could
like,
spend
"Oh, what,
an
you
extra
don't want
20
them?"
and get the real one.
I was like,
right.
if I wanted to go to the mall in Toronto, I would get these same glasses for probably 2 for $30.
Well, exactly. Why not? Nick, what's your worst job?
I worked at a dollar store in Dorchester once.
Oh, a dollar store,
store
and then
in
wrap
Dorchester.
that dollar store in Dorchester.
Yeah, it was. So there's this one little strip mall in Dorchester where there was like 3 stores,
Really?
and the third store would always alternate every
$3
couple years.
stores or just 3
No,
stores?
3
Okay,
stores
okay.
in one plaza. And this one building would always
$3
alternate.
No.
3 stores.
Sorry, that took a second to sink in. I thought you said $3 stores.
Sanders like, this is my heaven.
Were you smoking marijuana before you guys came over here?
And so anyway,
I
and then
was.
like the owner came in, and he's like, "I'm gonna make a dollar store. There's a lot of seniors here. This is gonna be great." And it did pretty good, but like it was super chill. But the boss was weird. That's the vibe I didn't like. Like we had a big helium tank for helium balloons. I would let my friends come over and just literally suck helium right out of the tank.
Oh my god, I'd be there every day, bro. I'm like, thanks again. again, Nick.
And then, like, in the summer, he just randomly bought an ice cream truck and parked it on the grass. He's like, yeah, we sell ice cream now. Nick, you're going to work the ice cream stand, too.
What?
Like, oh, okay. So it's like dealing out ice cream people all summer and whatnot. And, like, one time my friend came in, and because, like, it was like 9 o'clock, we closed at 9, and you had to close the big windows, and they're kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And my friend was there, and he's like, oh, let me come in and I'll help you, because they're heavy. And, like, we're closing it, and as we're closing it, my boss rolls up.
Oh, no.
And he just beelines right for me. He's like, who is that? Who's in the ice cream trailer with you? Meanwhile, my friend's like shitting his pants. He's like, I was just helping a man. And then he had like an ice cream cone, and he's like, get out of here. And like my friend left, and he's like, text me, Nick. Text me later. And like my boss, I was like, hey, like he's literally just helping me close. Like, you know how heavy that door gets? And my boss is just like shaking his head. He's like,
how much ice cream did you guys eat?
I'm
I had
just
another
disappointed
boss.
in you right now. And then the next day, he apologized to me. He was like, I overreacted last night. I'm like, oh, no, it's fine.
I was on a
2
dairy
days.
high.
Like maybe a week later, actually, dollar store just closes down. The owner's like, I moved to Montreal with my family.
What?
And just leaves.
Can I
There
keep
was
the
a-
ice cream truck?
There was some planning involved. He could have given you a little bit
Right?
of notice.
Yeah, no, it literally, I showed up for my shift that morning, and he's like packing boxes into the back of his van.
Amazing.
And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, we're closed. I don't need you anymore.
Also, I'm outfitting my house entirely things from this dollar store.
Oh, my God.
But then he gave off like a really creepy vibe. Like,
Yeah.
like
There's
He'd
probably
wa-
a
like, he'd
reason
watch
why
you
he had to
scoop ice
pack up
cream.
and leave
but
real
he's
quick
like,
then.
yeah, he's like, and I'm moving to Montreal. And then like
They just opened up a school within 800 yards. I have to know.
Montreal is the capital for pedophiles
What?
per area for Canada.
Pedophile.
It's full.
Wow.
And it's just like, I heard that like a week later. I'm like, that's why he moved. Like, clearly. Like,
That is the reason he moved. All right. Speaking
what-
of
Speaking of pedophiles,
Well, I read...
hard
your worst
segue.
job.
No, yeah. No, you want to hear my worst job?
Yes, Bob.
Okay.
does it involve pedophiles?
No, but actually is about... It's like I worked at Adventures on Wonderland, so it's not really a good
No,
segue.
you didn't.
Not really a good segue. So yeah, I worked at Adventures on Wonderland, and if anyone doesn't know, it's like a kids' place where you can go and there's like arcade games, there's a jungle gym, all this crap,
It's a
Kids
petri
get
dish.
and there's
all
laser
kinds of
quests. Yeah.
diseases.
Kids there get
Dude,
foot and mouth disease
dude,
all the time.
My second day, and I swear to God, man, my second day I'm on what they call jungle duty. So like you basically just walk in front of the jungle gym, make sure kids aren't throwing balls and fighting and shit.
And they're
Hold
throwing
on.
up
I
everywhere.
imagine the job positions there.
Oh,
Just the titles alone would be amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on jungle duty today, okay, Matt?
Like, sweet, do I feed the tigers or the bears?
Jungle boogie.
Have you ever seen the movie Adventureland?
So then my boss comes to me, I swear to God, dude. My second day is like, so one of the kids shit in the slide.
Yeah.
And I was like, what slide? And it was that fucking windy one, dude. So I'm in this like windy slide. I'm like Spider-Maning, like all fours on the side, trying to keep myself from sliding down. And I get up, I'm like, just a big somebody shit, and they just scraped it all the way down the slide. I was like, oh no. I almost quit.
I almost quit.
I needed a job, okay? Cleaning up human shit's not the worst thing I've ever done. It's pretty close.
And
so.
honestly, probably watching after kids at a place like that is probably the easiest
It
job
was
you
gross.
can do baked.
There's no guarantee with the kid shit.
So before we get into the next topic, I think it's time for the Bobchat joke of the day. We're doing daily
God.
segments now. You guys have heard episode 12. We're doing new daily segments.
The
Joke
jokes are horrible.
the joke. They're Bobchat quality, Matt.
I don't remember what Dirty Dozen was.
It was the fish taco joke. I won't wreck it for other people that haven't watched yet.
I won't drop any spoilers for our last episode.
Well, because it's a funny joke. I don't want to wreck it. Okay, why did the skeleton go to the hockey game? To drive the Zamboni.
Nope.
Hey!
No.
What? That's a good one.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Hey, what did the what did the sushi say to the bee?
I have no idea.
Wasabi.
There you go. Everybody's like, whoever listens.
Matt has that one.
Okay, Zamboni, whatever. 2 jokes of the. We can have 2 jokes of the day. Not a big deal. So now, the next thing that I think we're going to talk about is something that you guys are pretty pumped about.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, coming
I mean,
I'm not really pumped
is
about
one
it,
word.
Pumped is
but
one word. But
okay, but I mean, just coming right out of the game.
fired up about talking
I'm gonna
about
say,
it.
like, I have no idea. Like, I haven't really been following this. I don't know about it.
All right, well, let's-
So fill us in. Give us the
let's start with the
411.
big one that just happened, like, yesterday.
Okay.
Is that
People want to
the
know.
monster of Hollywood finally got sentenced.
Yes.
Harvey fucking Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
23
Good
years.
riddance.
Yeah.
23 years. Round
Good
of applause.
job. Good job.
Oh my God.
You don't need a sound effect when we actually do it.
I know, but listen, do you want to make it's tech guy's job, and he's not here. I gotta fill in. Fine, if you want authentic
and-
audience clapping, we can do that.
We were going to put a live studio audience.
Like,
don't let
it deserves a second
The
clap.
coronavirus doesn't keep Bobchat listeners away.
Well, I mean, it's an audio.
People are gonna
medium.
need
No,
something
because
to
you
do when
can't
they
have any
can't leave their
students. They're not
houses.
doing live studio audiences for stuff anymore.
So the best the fucking thing that gets me the most about this is that his lawyers are like, if he has to do more than 5 years, he's gonna die in prison. Good.
Good. Does it look like I care? Turkey swear?
They're like, oh, he's been upgraded from a walker to a wheelchair. Well, I hope that wheelchair comes with a donut because that guy's getting some dick in his ass.
He's definitely already.
Yeah, let's.
He only has roommates at night, guys.
yeah. They bring
I call them
him in
roommates, not
special.
cellmates.
They bring him in special roommates at night.
You might be faster on a wheelchair, but you're not faster than my shank.
But like, really, why would they give him solitary confinement only during daylight hours and then give him cellmates at night?
I don't know.
Because they don't care what happens to
No,
him.
exactly, exactly, 100%.
You're gonna
exactly,
be alone all
because
day
he
to
fucking
think about what
deserves it.
happened.
You're gonna really learn to love the taste of cock meat sandwiches, Harvey Weinstein.
He
Jesus.
quote unquote fell,
Oh my
and
God.
that's why he ended up in a wheelchair.
All right.
He's back in the hospital though because he was having chest pains today.
Okay, so what's going on with Corey Feldman? I need
Do
film.
you
So-
know? Do you know who Corey Feldman
I know who Corey Feldman.
Corey Haim, the two Corys.
Corey Hames. Now, did Corey Hames? Did he die of a drug overdose?
Yes,
or did
Corey
okay.
Haim died
It
when he
wasn't
was
drug-
38.
Pneumonia.
Was it?
No, it was if it was pneumonia, it was caused by
Because
drug
he had
overdose.
Okay, sure.
But yeah,
weak
he had
immune
a
system.
like
He
severe,
died 10 years ago.
severe drug addiction.
And do you think that stemmed from
So
the
here's the
childhood
thing.
trauma?
Corey Feldman, for the last good 10, 15, if not more years, has
Yeah.
done absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, no
except for
Oh,
try
no,
to
sorry.
make money off of Corey Haim
Yeah,
being a drug addict and being a rape victim and being dead.
yeah.
Corey Feldman is doing nothing except for trying to capitalize on somebody else's trauma.
But before he died, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman were both in Lost Boys 2. And
I didn't even know that was a thing, so
Yeah,
that tells
yeah.
you something.
I actually didn't
Kiefer
either.
Sutherland's not in it.
Is this a choose your own adventure porn or something? Just kidding.
we haven't gone into the game
Okay,
yet.
so then,
So what happened? Okay,
so
so
3 years ago,
yeah.
Corey Feldman was all like, I need $10 million.
Okay, I remember that.
I'm
yeah.
gonna make a documentary and I'm gonna expose, Hollywood people that
Yeah.
everyone
Elite.
loves.
But
Hollywood
he's never
elite.
come right out and fucking said it. It's always just been a game. Did say that, like, he has called out Charlie Sheen before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So he called-
that had been said. And then he started on with this, I need $10 million, and then I'll call out everybody else.
So he got $3 million.
Well, he eventually said originally he needed 10,
Okay.
then he knocked it down to only 1 to make this documentary.
Okay.
I think it was Monday night they were going to premiere the documentary.
Yep.
Pay-per-view also. Pay-per-view
It
live
was
stream.
pay per view.
So
Yeah.
they had a
What?
theater where they were going to show it.
Okay.
Plus,
Yeah.
you
And
could
then
live
go-
stream it online.
Yeah, you
Oh,
go
okay.
online, you pay $20, you
Yep.
can watch it.
It was 8 o'clock Pacific time.
Okay.
So I
Midnight
stayed up
our
till
time?
11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, we're Eastern.
So
Standard.
I stayed up just to like follow it on Twitter because there was no way I was paying for this shit. But I was gonna see what people were saying on Twitter because I was like, who's he gonna call out? Like, I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Well, especially with the Weinstein effect, who knows? Like,
yeah,
who knows? Let's
but
expose these guys.
Corey Feldman is also full of shit 99.9% of the time.
So how do you believe him?
So let's see how this all plays out. So 11 o'clock rolls around and everybody on Twitter is like, yo, what the fuck? This is not loading. Like, error 403. This page
Already paid the money?
Everybody's
Already
already
paid the
paid their money
Oh my
and
God.
nobody can access it. Then, like, he starts posting selfies from the theater full of people saying like, oh, we're being like live hacked. I can't believe this. Like
The
the
wolf
fucking
pack.
dramatics
Oh, yeah, the
is
wolf
just
pack
absolutely
There's a wolf pack.
unreal.
There's a wolf pack.
So
just
he's
like,
blaming it on people who are hacking him to try and stop this movie from being aired.
Do you think he even actually made the movie?
No,
Oh,
he
he
did
did.
because
They saw it.
the theater of people did end up seeing it, but he had to make it as dramatic as possible.
Oh, for
and
sure.
he polled the live audience, asking them, "Do you think that you should be able to see this
What?
when nobody at home is able to see it because of the hackers? Like they're not going to be able
so
to watch
do you,
it."
So do you think that somebody actually hacked it, or
Fuck
he
no,
did
this
it
was
himself?
all. There's no way.
He did it
So-
himself. Yeah.
So there's a couple videos from like the theater,
Yeah.
and they like people were like, "Oh my god, like this is happening."
Oh
But
my God.
someone did a connection, and everyone who posted a video from the theater has like
An eye-
actor in their bio for Twitter, or have tweeted about being an actor
so
before.
he hired
So
all these
everyone's
people.
like, "Oh, this theater's just full of actors."
Oh my God, extras!
Right?
Exactly.
So then some people were able to stream the video online for about 17 minutes.
Really?
The people in the theater supposedly saw the whole thing. The movie was called A Rape of Two Corys.
The
Real,
rape, yeah,
the rape of two cars.
Literally
Jesus.
the only person he talked about was Corey Haim. He never talked about himself in the whole movie.
Supposedly, he named Bob Saget.
No,
Yes.
so I looked into that. He didn't
What?
actually name Bob Saget.
Okay.
So Nick, what do you think about this? Then, are you on the same page as Sandra or what?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
okay.
Is this the biggest scam? But then again, who knows?
He's
Maybe
a
there was
matchstick
maybe
man.
there was really only 15 minutes of this documentary.
Yeah.
My
It's fine.
theory is that nothing ever happened to Corey Feldman.
Yeah, probably. You think he's just playing off what happened to his friend, which is super shitty of him.
Well, I mean, if you look at the pictures of the two of them as kids, Corey Haim was definitely the more attractive of the two. Like,
Which it doesn't really have
no,
much
that's
to
not-
do with
that's not necessarily anything
it.
to do with
Whoa, and welcome back to Bobchat.
Well, they had a show together called The Two Corys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which
I
was
guess-
basically Corey Feldman just trying to get rich off of Corey
Yeah.
Haim being a drug addict.
But, like, I guess... In, like,
Pretty much. I remember that actually on what, Much Music or VH1 or whatever
I think it
was.
was TLC.
TLC, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the only ones that would have picked them up, so that makes sense.
TLC will give anybody a show.
Let's talk about
Move
TLC
this
shows.
semi!
Strange Addiction,
Yep.
People with
Honey
podcasts.
Boo Boo.
Yep. My 500-pound life.
Yep.
Yeah. Jesus. Some of the shows they have anymore are fucking crazy.
But anyway, yeah, on the Two Corys, I guess in, like, the season 2 premiere, Corey Haim, like, called Corey Feldman out. He's like, you knew what happened to me. You haven't, like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
we
do
used to
that.
watch it.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to watch it.
'cause you got-
And the whole premise of the show was that Corey Haim had basically lost everything and was going to live with Corey Feldman and his wife, and just like
Really?
show like the start
Half the
of the
show
show the start of the show was Corey Haim just showing up on his doorstep, being like, "Hey, dude, I need a place to stay. Isn't this crazy?" Oh, film crew. Like,
But then the rest of the show just ended up being like Corey Feldman wanting Corey Haim to get clean. Like
Yeah.
it was
And his
such a
wa-
fucking joke.
Corey
It was
Feldman's
just-
wife being all like, "Oh, Corey's gotta find someplace to go," and then Corey Haim bringing home like
Hookers.
let's refer to them as loose women.
They were his angels from his music career.
Corey Angels. The Corey's
Yeah,
Angels.
He had like a music career where he had female bandmates. They were his angels. And like
Wow.
he's like
Okay, Charlie.
he said like he would go to like
Whoa.
he would go to like the Playboy Mansion to rescue the girls. It's insane.
Let's
Right.
get super
Oh, yeah,
high.
Corey Haim was fucked, but that's how you can. That's when you really look at the bigger picture. That's how you
Yeah.
can tell that maybe it wasn't Charlie Sheen, but somebody
I think it
did
was.
something to him. Oh, I mean, Charlie Sheen is fucked. Obviously, like
I was
he's
banging 8
not
balls of
innocent
cocaine.
by any means.
He was winning.
He's still winning. Well, I guess we can just say big Bobchat fuck you to Corey Feldman then. Does everyone agree? Everyone
Yeah,
concur?
another round of applause.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Corey Feldman.
Also, one more time for Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Harvey.
Oh, penis tastes good.
Okay, so does everyone have that out of their system now? Does everyone feel good about that?
Great.
I mean, it's
Well, I don't feel good.
I feel
But-
like, watching Sandra get this out.
I'm glad we hashed it out. Okay, so another daily segment we've been doing is super fights, courtesy of our friend Gavin, who introduced us to that. You guys are obviously Gavin. He's a cool guy. I
I don't know
decided.
if I call him cool. He's a guy.
Hope
Just
he's not-
kidding, Gavin. I love you.
Okay, so this week's Bobchat Super Fight is
Harvey Weinstein versus Corey Feldman. Who would win in a fight?
Oh, actually, I don't know. Like, that's actually a tough one.
I mean,
Is he in a
Harvey
wheelchair?
Weinstein's
Yeah, I was like, are we talking right today? Because
Okay.
Corey Feldman's a pussy and Harvey Weinstein is
Is
crippled.
crippled.
So, no, I don't know.
Okay, so this is like, okay, how about that? Who do you think would win in a super fight? A drunk Russell Crowe versus sober Gerard Butler.
Sober Gerard Butler.
So we're drawing about.
Really?
Have you seen Russell Crowe?
Have you seen Russell Crowe drunk? Is what I'm
I've
asking.
seen the video of Russell Crowe.
No.
drunk.
Russell Crowe is a fucking animal when he's drunk. He's
That's
from
why he
Australia.
doesn't drink anymore.
That's why. So that's what I'm saying. So let's break out the bottle of whiskey.
Let's ruin this man's sobriety.
Yeah, for the sake of a super fight on
sake of a super fight.
an obscure
Hey, I'm allowed
Canadian
to say that.
podcast.
Okay.
I'm glad you said on an obscure
Canadian podcast. It's Bobchat
Yeah.
Baby. But who?
One
Okay.
episode a month.
Okay, so Nick is gonna go with sober Gerard Butler.
Right.
Sandra's
You've seen
sober.
300, right?
Yeah, but that was also 14 years ago, and he specifically got jacked for that role.
Okay.
So I'm saying, let's say, you know what? Fine, fuck it. We could say
Okay, you know what? 300 Gerard Butler versus
Gladiator drunk Russell Crowe.
Gladiator drunk Russell Crowe.
Okay, I think they've already definitely decided on Gerard Butler. Yes, sober Gerard
Yes.
Butler, sober Gerard Butler. Sandra,
Yeah, I'm going with
Matt, I know you were kind of leaning towards Russell Crowe. You felt me on that. You got the drunk Russell Crowe vibe with me.
No, man.
Matt, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Law-abiding citizen.
Okay. Yeah, Gerard
Oh,
Butler.
he does shank a guy with a T-bone.
Like he made the girl's cell phone blow up in her hand.
Yeah,
And he was in jail at the time.
Yeah, but
He has connections.
I know, but that's also
He's
him
developed
playing
a very particular
but that's
set of
him
skills.
playing a fictional character. I'm talking like these real guys. Movie characters aside.
He
Can
learned it
you
on
really
set.
though?
I think honestly I'm gonna stick behind drunk Russell Crowe. I think a lot of the listeners are gonna agree with that. I mean,
A lot of the listeners.
All right, cool, Gavin. Who do you agree with?
Gavin, who do you agree with?
Gavin, please let us know who you think would win.
I know Laura will
Your
for
opinion,
sure.
your opinion matters.
Laura will for sure. She commented on that. She commented on your
The Office Space.
on Office Space.
Yeah.
She said, Office Space, I win.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, whoever gets this wins Bobchat. Okay, if you could own any animal as a pet, what animal would you have? And for argument's sake, it have to be alive currently. No extinct animals, no mythological bullshit. Like, so you can have this. You can walk it. You can keep it in your house. Any animal you want.
What's the sugar baby?
What?
Oh, we discussed this already.
What's a
Sugar
sugar?
baby.
What's
The
a
other
sugar
one was
baby?
way better.
What's a sugar?
Okay, you know Mort from.
No, he's not a sugar baby.
No, what is he then? I want that one.
Is this a real animal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Hang
know,
on.
you
Like a
know,
sloth?
Madagascar.
Yeah.
And like the penguins of Madagascar and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know King Julian, who's a ringtail lemur, I think.
Yes.
And you know the little thing that hops around at his feet? And he's all like, "Hi, King Julian. Can I touch your feet?
You sound like Conky from Trailer Park Boys. Okay, so I don't know.
Fuck you, Julian."
Patrick Swayze, Dirty Dancing, Ravine.
What is he?
This is mouse. He's a mouse.
He's a
lemur,
mouse.
A mouse lemur.
but- No, that's not. But that's not what I thought he was.
Okay, so you want to have a mouse lemur, like basically a tiny monkey?
No, this is not. That's not what we were thinking of, though.
So Matt, what do you want? Is that what you
I don't know.
want?
I was watching TikTok the other day. Sorry, guys.
Well, okay, Delissa. She's obsessed.
And I saw this lady that had a sugar baby, and it's the cutest fucking thing.
Sugar
in the
babies are
world.
really cute.
And they have these little
These
hands.
mouse lemurs
They
are pretty
have
cute,
like.
too.
So what
they
is a
have
sugar
hands-
baby? Is it
It's
like
like
a...
a sugar daddy. A
Only,
child.
but
Sign me up.
when a sugar baby grows up, it becomes a sugar daddy.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Wow, science and nature, huh? It's crazy.
You're thinking of a sugar glider, not a
No,
sugar.
I'm thinking of a sugar baby. I just.
So what do you want, Matt? What do you want? Is that what you want?
I don't know. Ask my wife. Apparently,
She's
She'll
here.
tell me what
she
I
is here.
want.
We could.
She'll tell me what I
Sandra,
want.
tell us what Matt wants, if you know.
They're literally called sugar gliders. I'm
Okay,
looking
so
at
like,
mine right
is
now.
that a flying
They
squirrel?
do,
or something?
That's
though.
not the one I was talking about.
Sugar baby animal. I know that's not the one you're talking about. That's why I told you it wasn't a sugar baby.
Sandra, can we not do this right now?
Okay, so Matt, you're getting some weird little sugar baby thing. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Everyone's gonna have to
I'm
Google
trying to
that.
remember what it's called. You gotta.
Sandra, what would
Bush
you have?
baby? Sugar bush? Sugar bush. Bush baby. Fuck, I don't know.
So Sandra, if you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be?
Giraffe.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to.
Where are you gonna keep a giraffe? Where are you gonna keep
I
that?
wouldn't want a giraffe as a pet.
Wh-
I
Something cool. You guys
like
should have looked at the
many
board.
animals.
Prep. You guys should have prepped. I'm just kidding.
I like many animals. You are thinking of a bush baby.
A bush baby. Let me
That's
see.
what it
Let me
is.
see what a bush baby
Oh,
looks
they're
like.
fucking. They're not cute, but they're cute.
Okay, cool. They're like little flying
I
squirrels.
would like a naked cat.
A
Oh,
naked
yeah,
cat?
Sphinx cat.
Oh, that's a very reasonable and easily achievable goal. I mean, I'm thinking of something that like
I
you
would
can't
also
normally
like-
have as a pet.
I would also like.
want a bobcat.
Oh wait, no. I would also like capybara. A
Oh,
capybara would be
yes,
fun.
yes, very cool.
A raccoon, a descented skunk. I would like very many
Wow.
animals.
Okay, Matt, write this down.
He knows.
I
He
had a
won't
pet.
let me have it.
I had a pet raccoon when I was a kid.
What? You had a little?
He
raccoon?
also had a descented skunk.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole won't let
Yeah,
me
so
have it.
we had a pet raccoon when I grew up out in the country, not on a farm.
I love how they use their little hands to eat.
Oh my god! It was my dad found it in our attic, and the mother had left. So we were like, "We'll nurse it and we'll let it go and everything."
And you raised
well,
it.
kept getting bigger and bigger, and like eventually, obviously, the way things do, and we would. I got to the point where you just let it go out in the backyard, and it would go take off for like a day or two,
And come
go out
back.
and then we'd just be sitting on our back porch, and I'd be sitting in a chair, and then we'd see this fucking fat. I can't even remember what we called him.
How did you know it was your raccoon? Well, it
'Cause
didn't
he
hiss at
literally-
me.
Because he literally would walk the stairs up to our porch. He would come to me. He would climb up my leg, and he would sit in my lap, and then I just sit there and hand him shit. And they're watching them like manipulate things with
Yeah,
their
yeah,
hands.
yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, it was super cool. And then one day he just never came back.
Oh no, you don't remember Rocky Raccoon? Is that what you called him? You don't remember what his name was?
I don't remember what his name was.
Okay, cool story, bro.
We left there. I don't know. I was like 10.
I wish
It's a
I
long
knew.
time ago. It was like 25 years ago.
Imagine if you had cell phones back then. You could hand them like a cell phone.
My dad did have
Take
a
a
cell
selfie,
Now,
take a selfie.
To be fair, my dad did have a cell phone. It was a briefcase
Okay.
that he had to mount in his truck, that he had to call an operator.
He had a mobile truck phone, and back then,
Yeah.
you know you made it when you had a phone in your car.
And it was like
where I'm
$30
calling you
a
from.
call, and you had to call an operator and say, "Hi, operator, can you please dial this number for me?" And then they would connect you.
Wow. So Nick, what's
And it was a physical black handset. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. A physical black handset.
Like an
Did you have
old-
raccoon riding shotgun or what?
No, that never happened.
What's Nick? Have
Sounds like
you?
a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
spin-off
right?
story.
It's a spin-off.
Are you secretly Chris Pratt? Or the tree guy, the Groot? Or-
Bradley
Guy-
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper?
yeah, no, it's not Bradley Cooper. It's
Vin Diesel.
you're Vin Diesel. Nick, if you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, wait.
You already have one.
Achieved. I achieved my goal.
But
Alright,
I
if I
mean,
could have a different pet.
any kind of animal, any
turtle.
animal, a turtle.
Hands
You
down.
guys are picking very achievable things,
are you talking like a turtle or like a fucking turtle?
dude. Like,
a little turtle.
Like,
No,
dude,
see, I'd want one that I could ride on.
I will get you guys like a
I'd
sea
want
turtle.
like a 400-year-old. Like, this
Tortoise.
turtle has seen some shit.
This turtle's lived through 3 turns of the century.
You want to know how the world turns? You ask that turtle; it'll tell you.
I think I would want some kind of I would want like a large cat, like a big cat, like a leopard or something. You know what I mean? Something you could walk, people like, oh my god.
Is that
You're
a
like-
leopard?
I wouldn't want anything that
Is that
has
your
potential
leopard?
to kill me.
No, but if you, yeah, that's fair. Have you ever seen a raccoon on rabies?
I mean, I've never seen a raccoon on rabies.
With rabies? Right, be a lot cooler if you did, man. With rabies.
Have you ever seen Cujo?
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. I have such an issue.
She-
I've never
I-
seen this movie.
What movie,
And
Cujo?
Matt tried to explain it to me. I'm like, that sounds so fucking boring.
Just watch
How do
it.
you turn that into a whole
It's amazing.
movie?
Well, because they're not stuck in the
No.
car right from the beginning. First, you see a dog. He's running through a field. He's digging through a hole. He sticks his head in a hole.
Wow,
Boom!
spoilers.
Bat. That movie was made before you were born.
I know, I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah, if you haven't watched it now,
Literally
fuck you.
sounds so boring.
And then she, like, the dog is from a farm, and a wife and her son and her husband live there, but her husband's an abusive, drunken asshole.
yeah, but you still said that the
Cujo.
majority of the movie she's trapped in the car.
Well, no, not her.
Or the-
She leaves her husband because she wins the
The
lottery. She
dog.
buys him an engine hoist, and she fucking dips. Well, he's a mechanic. This lady and her son are driving down an old country road, and they see her car starts making noise, so she's like, oh, a mechanic. So she pulls in, and the car dies in the middle of their yard.
Nick, Jen is so lucky.
Why?
Because you just said, when I got here, that Jen was driving and her car started making noise. Her story could have ended so differently.
But unless there's been some serious advancements in technology, she didn't have their young child in the back seat.
This is true. But she also didn't get attacked by a rabid dog. So
Winning. Charlie Sheen.
She's winning.
Winning. I think we've also been doing Listener of the Week. If it's not you guys because you're here, but you guys are awesome. Thank you for listening. Nick, Sandra, Matt. Okay, so Listener of the Week is Mike Sageman, who's a guy that I work with. He's been following us, listening, liking our stuff, sharing it. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to tell the rest of your friends. Hopefully they'll enjoy as much as you do. I mean, not everybody here enjoys Bobchat, obviously, that we're with right now, but...
I enjoy recording it.
Okay, that's something. Meet us halfway. You meet me halfway. That's good. But yeah, thank you, Mike. Appreciate you listening.
I don't know you, Mike, but if Bob likes you, you must be a pretty okay guy.
He's pretty cool. Actually, I trained him at Ideal Pipe, and then he ended up getting a job as a millwright, and now he just makes way more bank than me, so... But he's a good guy, and no, he has a great job there now. But anyway, thanks for listening. Super for listening. Yeah.
Slow
Thank
start.
you.
Yay.
Okay, so here's a good question, because it's not very often that the four of us actually get together, which is kind of exciting. Does anyone have any cool talents or skills that we don't know about? I mean, you guys probably know a lot about each other, but I don't really know that much about you guys. Like, can Matt, can you put a sword down your throat or anything like that?
I can't, but Sandra thinks it's really weird that I was like horribly burned as a child by fire, but I am still fascinated by fire.
What?
Yeah.
You're like what happened?
There was a...
You gotta tell us now. There
was an aerosol... So we were having a bonfire across the street from my house, out in the country, and I was probably I was in kindergarten, so however old you are then. 5, 6?
4 or 5.
6?
I thought you were in grade 2. Why does this
kindergarten.
always change?
It's not. It's always been kindergarten. I missed the first...
Listen, I got lit on fire, okay? Give me a break.
I missed the first month of kindergarten because of this.
Terrible.
My sister came out with an aerosol can.
October, all burned.
I missed all the coloring for a month. I missed a whole month of coloring
I think
and
it's
maps.
because you said you were 8. That's probably why I was in grade 2.
No. But everything that happened to me out in the country happened to me when I was 8 for whatever reason. So we're having a bonfire across the street from my house. My sister, who will remain unnamed because she does listen to this, brought out...
Shut up, that sister!
At least somebody in your
No, it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault.
At least somebody in your family listens.
She brought an aerosol can and she was spraying it around.
Okay, yeah, that's always fun.
Spraying it in the fire and spraying the fire. I was like, stop. So she threw it down. So there was this kid from down the street. He was much older. His name was Zoltan.
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 Sick reference, Nick. Sick reference.
He started kicking it around, and then I was standing there like I was the goalie, and he kicked it, and went between my legs, and went right into the fire.
Right in the 5-hole into the fire.
Right in the 5-hole, right in the fire. Everybody else backed away, but being as young as I was like, what's going to happen? And I looked literally like I was 3 feet away from the fire when the thing fucking blew.
Oh, no.
My oldest sister, her boyfriend at the time, saw it happen, comes running across the street. My hair is on fire. All I remember is a big flash of light, and then somebody's beating me over the head with a jean jacket.
Okay, how's this a talent or skill, though? I don't. I got lit on fire and survived.
Because
That's a skill.
because Sandra, she said one time that I should be terrified of fire, but I'm not. I'm not a pyro, but I have a healthy respect for fire's destructive property.
You're so talented. I love it. Sandra, what about you other than your amazing photography eye? Do you have any other skills or talents that we don't know about?
She can literally link anything to a story about her life. Literally anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'll be talking about...
We should
let's talk about, go out on a whim here. She's talking
guacamole.
about German scat porn, and she's like, oh my god, that's so funny. It reminds me of this story. I'm like, there's been times where I've said something, and she's like, that's so funny, that reminds me of this. And I was like, no, I I don't want to know. I don't want to know why this reminds you of
TMI.
anything that happened in your life. I don't want to know.
Most of the time, the connection is not like
it's there.
you could say you could say German
You're pulling on
scat porn,
strings.
and what I have to say has nothing to do with German scat porn. Just like it just happened. To
The
remind me of
connection
the
is
story.
about as good as these headphone connections. Inside joke.
Investors, possibly you. You can buy new ones,
If you own a
bro.
splitter company.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you happen to know a
Add
company
us
that
on.
only makes splitters, nothing else,
Yeah.
just splitters.
Yeah. So yeah, what about you, Nick? Do you have any cool talents or skills?
I don't think so.
Being an amazing friend.
That is true. Oh, actually, that's so nice.
Nick will literally.
He is. He brought me a gift.
He will
He brought me a
literally
gift today.
drive to my work, which is on his side of town. He will pick me up and he will drive me to the other side of town to drive me home from work. And then has also offered to drive across the city at 5 o'clock in the morning to pick me up to take me to work.
No, but
That's
wait,
so
I have a better
nice.
one. I have a
Even
better
when he
one.
worked-
Is anybody here a Shakespeare fan? Or I'm just gonna nerd out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Nick.
To be
You know
or not
Cyrano
to
de
be.
Bergerac?
No.
The whole story behind Cyrano was that there was, mind you, I know you're in love with your wife and not with me, but we'll just go ahead with this. So
Whoa,
Cyrano,
what's happening?
He is in
Cyrano-
love with your husband. Though.
Cyrano loved, yes, and my husband. But Cyrano, he loved this girl, but she was in love with another guy.
Yeah, okay.
And this guy was also in love with this girl, but he didn't really have any game. So Cyrano helped this other guy
That game
land
is
this
weak.
girl. And so he would even though Cyrano liked the girl, he helped this other guy get the girl.
Oh, that's nice.
So Matt, being the non-creative that he is,
Oh wow.
I know where you're going with this.
whenever he wants to
Shots
make me
fired.
no,
No,
not
it's true.
shots
I'm not
fired.
creative
Matt's
at
not
all.
creative. He's like math brained. He's
Okay,
math
okay, that's
science.
fair.
He's not creative. I'm
Okay.
the creative one. So anytime
good
Matt wants to
dynamic.
make me anything super creative, he gets Nick to do it.
Oh,
And
that's
then
nice.
but I always know because I open it and I get something that's been really creatively made on the computer, like graphic design.
This is not
and
my husband
printed,
making this.
yeah. And then at first I thought maybe it was one of my girlfriends that did it,
Yeah.
and then after the first time Matt said it was Nick, and so now I know
It's
after the
always
fact
Nick.
it's
always
always
Nick.
Nick.
It's
Yeah.
always Nick.
Hey,
So,
it's
but-
almost Christmas and Nick's coming to town.
That's what happened.
So it's
What happened? Yeah, that was one of her Christmas gifts.
except the only difference between
Say
my
Nick.
story and Cyrano is that Nick is in love with his wife and my husband instead of me. But I'm okay with that
Oh
because
wow.
That's how it works.
we have a sibling
good
love-hate
dynamic, a good
relationship that
dynamic.
works
Yeah.
really well for us.
Okay, that's cool.
We
I
have
can-
a shared custody with my.
Yeah. Literally, I've texted Sandra. I have Matt tonight?
Yeah.
Have him
Can I have
tomorrow night.
Matt tonight?
You have him home by 10 o'clock, not a minute
He
later.
needs to be in bed for 9:30, or else he's
Yeah.
going to be really tired.
He's gonna
at
be
work. He's
grouchy.
super grumpy at work tomorrow.
Grouchy.
No, so yeah, Sandra has actually texted me. Being like, Nick, you need to stop playing games. Matt's gonna be grumpy in the morning.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love texting them being like, "Can you guys fucking keep it down?"
Oh, amazing. I can juggle, so that's kind of cool. If you guys didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no,
Bob.
seriously. Just like balls, though. Like, no knives or,
Yeah,
like,
you can.
bowling pins.
Hey, can you juggle D's?
I don't juggle cocks, just tennis balls.
D's. What about D's? Can you juggle D's?
No, but I throw D's on that bitch. So, given the chance, would you go to colonize Mars if you knew you were never coming back?
I feel like if I had the proper training, I feel like.
Well, of course they're gonna train you. They're not. If they have space weed, fuck, sign me up.
At a different point in my life, I would have said yes.
Okay.
Currently, no.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true.
Ask 16-year-old Matt
Okay, what if
if you
you?
could find him.
When I was in high school, my
Go to
photography
Uranus.
teacher. When I was in high school, my photography teacher had done this whole exercise asking us to if we would go on a photography assignment to Iraq, and
What?
I said I would go,
What year
but
was
I was
this?
this was post 9/11, so it was
2003. Great time to go.
No, it would have been it would have been 2004. So right
Pretty
when shit
close,
was getting
yeah,
fucking real.
yeah.
And I was like, hell yes, sign me the fuck up. I was 17. I was like, yes, I would absolutely go. But
Yeah.
now there's no goddamn way.
Yeah,
But I
IEDs
had
everywhere.
a lot less value for my life when I was 17.
Yeah, so
Well,
I think
my parents did the same thing. They're like, hey, the military hires videographers.
You want to be in the combat zone, Nick?
Can you imagine me in the middle of a battlefield just trying to, can we do that again?
Yeah.
I was out of focus.
Can I get you to snipe that guy right now? The lighting is just perfect.
The smoke from those oil fields are really just lighting up the day.
Okay.
Military videographer.
Well, I don't think I would go.
Because there's always footage of the military, right? And executing plans.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I looked into it. And I was like,
and you know the funny
I'm
thing?
gonna graduate. Do I film a band I love, or do I go?
And you know the best thing about being
Boots on the ground.
being a videographer or a photographer for the military is your security clearance is higher than any of the people that you're fucking filming.
Yeah.
You think so? Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right this way, Mr. Charlebois. We need you immediately in the war room.
He'd probably go like I don't know the rankings, but he'd probably go straight to like fucking like Colonel Admiral Charlebois.
That'd be amazing.
That sounds so bad.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
You're a trap.
Yeah, that'd just be my voiceover for all the videos. Like,
It's a trap. It's a trap.
That's a trap,
that's
Admiral
what
Akbar.
dub over in the videos.
Amazing. Okay, and then just one more thing, if you guys want. I said, when are you happiest? And I think for me, it's doing Bobchat. That makes me really happy.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is sweet. I thought that would be nice to say, isn't it? I mean it.
super
I
sweet.
mean it.
I'm happiest when my family is happy.
Oh, that's nice.
Like when Sandra's on a beach and Ethan's playing in the sand,
and you're at
and
home
they're
working.
happy. I'm not happy.
Such bullshit.
I may not
That's
be
fucking miserable.
I may not be happy, but I'm happy that my family's happy.
Oh, that's
bullshit. That's I will agree as a whole that answer is true, but that specific scenario that you just
Liar,
described.
you're a
Hey,
liar.
as long as there's a seat for me to sit on in the shade, not in the sand,
I was
I'm
like-
fucking good to go.
But you don't get but you just you contradicted yourself. You're like on a beach where Ethan's playing in the sand. Ethan will be complaining that he's bored, so I'm fucking miserable because nobody will leave me alone. You're complaining that you're hot because there's no shade and you can't get out of the sand. All of this is just a disaster.
Okay, maybe not that specific scenario.
Sounds like you guys are really happy on vacation.
Oh no!
Thank God there's the bottomless margaritas.
Sandra doesn't like vacationing with me because
Not
she can't
so
sleep.
nice.
Okay, so Sandra, when are you the happiest? When Matt's not there and then you can sleep in peace?
When Matt's in another room and she
No.
can't hear me snoring.
I can't say there's like one specific time. It's like a sliding scale.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. I wish my life was that happy that it was all good.
Overall, I have a very happy life in general.
That's good.
Happy wife, happy
Ebbs
life.
and flows.
Oh, sorry. Happy spouse, happy house.
Ooh.
Happy
Goes
spouse, happy
both
house.
ways.
When Dad's mad, everybody's sad.
Literally, you just made me flash back to my fucking entire childhood.
Right?
When my dad
That's
would
what
come
life
home
was
from
like in
work,
the
Everybody's
Yeah.
upset.
When my dad would come home from work, he had this big leather briefcase. He would walk in the door and he wouldn't set it down. He would let it like
Drop.
bang. I swear, buttholes puckered. Like everybody was like, "Oh, straighten up."
Quick. Climb.
Then I would go through an inventory of what I did that day and be like, "Did I do anything that I could get in trouble for?" No, I put the dirt bike.
God damn it, Matt. Did you follow the treehouse again? You're fucking grounded.
I put the dirt bike back in the garage. I filled it up with gas. I cleaned it, even though it's mine. Put my BB gun away. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Nice, you didn't shoot your eye out. Good for you.
Nope.
Nick, what about you? Is it walking Chewy? When you get to
Just
go home and
honestly-
wrestle with your dog?
Honestly, just puppy cuddles in general.
Oh my
Yes.
god. When
Puppy
we're
cuddles are the
when
best.
we're playing video games, like in between games when we're not calling out shots,
Yeah.
he'll just be like, "Man, I love my dog so much. I'll chew it." I'm just like, Jesus.
Awesome. That's
I was like,
amazing.
if this is what you're like with a dog, I can't wait to see Nick with a child.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, I have twin nieces,
Yeah.
and like hanging out with them, I'm super happy
Yep.
because
Super cool.
They're 4 now, 4.5.
Straight out of
They're
the
starting to
They're
get my
just-
my obscure jokes, you know.
Yeah. Well, like, they know what bad words are. Well, they know they can't say them, but I'm just like, you can say it. I'm the fun uncle.
I'm cool, Uncle Nick. You
Yeah.
can say shit if you want.
And then the one's like, okay, cunt. You're like, no, can't say that one.
Like-
That's a no-no
The
C
shit
word.
you used to say.
Yeah.
My fucking favorite.
All right, so hold on.
Give
One
us
story.
an example, yeah.
Okay, one day we were hanging out, and I was like, hey, you know when you girls get older? You can sleep over at my house. We're going to stay up all night.
Best one.
We're going to eat popcorn.
Eat ice cream.
We're going to watch movies.
What?
And they're like, oh my god, yes.
Really?
They run up to my sister and like, Mom, we're gonna sleep over at Uncle Boo's house.
They
They
you-
call me Uncle Boo.
Oh,
And they're
boo.
just like, my sister's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? And she's like, eat popcorn, watch movies, and do mushrooms. I'm just like, my sister's like, Nicholas? And I'm like, I did not say that
Where are they getting that from?
at all. I don't know.
Oh
but
my
it's,
God.
it's moments like that I love.
The internet's just wrecking kids.
And then like,
Oh my God,
you know,
amazing.
just literally just like
So
hanging
good.
out with friends and family,
Yeah.
going to a concert, seeing a favorite band.
So it's not being on Bobchat. Not being on Bobchat.
It's only my third.
Me too.
Make sure you give us a follow on all of our social medias. That is Facebook at Bobchat Podcast, on Instagram at Bobchat Podcast, and on Spotify also Bobchat Podcast, and wherever else you get your podcasts.
On-demand audio. And Apple Podcasts.
And Apple Podcasts,
Google
and,
Podcasts, YouTube.
all of them, all of them.
all the good listening mediums, all the sweet ones. We're there.
Inspirational quote:
I
"Love,
want
peace, and chicken grease."
inspirational quote. Also to remind you guys, you know, if you want to write in questions or topics for discussion, or even reviews of the show, we'll be more than happy to read them on the show.
Only
And-
positive ones, please, though.
Oh, sure. No, honestly, we got thick skin. We can take it. Give it to us. Whatever you want to say, we'll fucking read it.
Somebody's gonna
we don't care.
Somebody's just gonna cut Bob apart. And he's gonna call in sick to work and go on a 3-day bender. What have I been doing with my life?
This is fucking bullshit.
Why would Sandra say that?
all they said was
You never share the post, but you just give me negative reviews. What's happening?
and literally all they said was, I've heard better.
Yeah.
Bob just cuts him to his core.
I'm done. I was raised in a house of women. I'm very emotional.
no
Very in
Mark
tune with my
Maron.
emotions.
Me too. I was raised by women as well.
Okay,
me
but yeah,
too?
no, but yeah. So if you wanna,
We were all raised by women, and there's one here. Oh, God.
okay. All right. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. Okay, so before we go, we'd like to leave you with a Bobchat inspirational quote for the day. We'd like to reflect on the words of the late great Elvis Presley, who said, "I really have to shit."
Wow.
Okay, well, thanks for coming over. It's been a great episode today. But yeah, no, it was. I appreciate you guys coming over, and yeah, it's Bobchat, baby. Do you guys want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.